and this is Making Our Way post B.F.A. Are you new to the channel? Well, welcome. Thank you so much for clicking. If you're new, make sure that you hit like and hit subscribe. They're somewhere below here because you want to be informed when all of our hashtag survival tips and when we're spilling the tea on what's real in this industry. So make sure that you join our community of survivors. What's a survivor? Somebody with a B.F.A, somebody getting a B.F.A, somebody who's thinking about getting a B.F.A, or someone who's just a creative being who likes creating things. These videos are for you. I'm so excited. Who are we talking to today for tea time? Tell them, Em.
We are talking to our dear friend and person we're just amazingly inspired by.
Yes.
Jarrett Reiche of Binder Casting.
Yes.
How fun and exciting. We've known Jarrett for a few years now. He is an amazing person. He has an awesome story, and we're really excited to share his journey with you.
So amazing.
And we're excited to share his perspective. He's got an awesome little corner of the industry, and he's touched so many pieces of it that I think you guys are going to really, really love all the things he has to say. So, without further ado, let's check it out.
Tea time.
3 hours later.
All right. Am I starting it?
I don't know. You said you didn't want
going
to.
in the Ubers. Okay, just go. Just start talking.
Hi there, hashtag survivors. Welcome to Tea Time.
Woo!
We are so excited to have you here with us today because we are in the beautiful RWS studios in Astoria, Queens with our friend, Binder Casting Assistant, Jarrett Reiche.
Yeah.
We are so excited to share his journey with you, his stories, all of the things. He has an amazing perspective on the industry, and we cannot wait to give you some tidbits about how he made his way post B.F.A. Let's go.
All right, so let's just start with, did you go to school for a B.F.A? Did you get a B.F.A?
I did not get a B.F.A.
I didn't even know that! We met him through our survival job, so I honestly was like, I don't know. So how did you get into entertainment?
As a kid, my mom brought me to a lot of community theater shows in the Pittsburgh area, and I did the whole high school musical situation. Loved it. I knew I wanted to do it forever, but I was nervous about it, and so I went to school at Penn State University, main campus.
Come through.
For business.
Comment below if you went to Penn State.
So I went there for business, and I went there for 2 semesters, and I loved Penn State, had so much fun there, but I didn't like being in the middle of nowhere, and I really missed theater.
Yeah.
And I came to the conclusion that I sort of still had to have that in my life.
Yeah.
And,
Yes.
I needed to not have it in my life to realize how much I did need it.
Yeah.
So then I packed up my bags and I moved to New York, and I went to Marymount, Manhattan,
Yes.
where I got a bachelor's degree in musical theater performance and a bachelor's degree in business management.
I did not know that.
So,
look at that.
Jarrett is a businessman. Welcome to Wall Street.
Stack those points. Hashtag stack those degrees. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was actually my choice too, was to get the business major as well. Both of
Yeah.
my parents
That
making
makes
me
so
to-
much sense.
So-
Like knowing you now, I'm like,
Yes.
I thought, oh, actor, went for acting and then got into something else.
This
But-
is amazing.
Yeah.
No,
Yours,
usually you
this
had a
has
backup.
been cooking for quite some time. See.
Absolutely.
So I'm curious about the audition process. Was there an audition process for you getting your bachelor's in theater?
Yeah, there was still at Marymount. Marymount doesn't offer a B.F.A in musical theater.
Mhm.
It's sort of a different structure of the musical theater program. It's still dance every day, voice lessons every day
Yeah.
situation. And there's definitely an audition to get into the program. I went in as a transfer. But the cool thing about Marymount was that they allowed me to still finish on time. I didn't have to start over my 4 years.
Mhm.
even
That is
coming-
nice.
Yeah, so I did a lot of catch up when I was in school.
Yeah.
But I graduated in 2017.
Amazing.
Oh, awesome. So this is some current knowledge.
The current
Current-
Did you apply at when you were thinking about transferring? Did you apply to a lot of schools? Did you apply to just Marymount? Was that where you were set to go?
The only school that would allow me to double major was Marymount.
Ah!
So
That is
it just worked
It
out.
just worked out.
I think that's almost like surprising that more school. I double majored as well in college, so I'm like, but it was like I remember in my audition they were like, "You want to do what?" And like they were like, "Yeah, whatever." But I ended up doing it. But that's surprising that like the more don't. I mean, I get it because it's a lot. So talk to us about the like transitioning to New York, how that was.
I went to school in the middle of Pennsylvania, and also grew up in like the middle of Pennsylvania.
Wow.
So, and also Penn State is a huge university with like a million people. And then transferring to Marymount, where there was like one building of classes, was such a huge difference.
You cannot.
However, I came here not knowing anybody. But I think that going to school in the city was like a great launch pad for me to like develop that web of friendships and connections so that post-graduation life didn't seem so terrifying.
Yeah. So the transition from university obviously was from a very large university to a smaller university, but you were going from a smaller town to a much larger city. Was that like, it's kind of like an interesting juxtaposition, like A. But B, was that, did that present any like unique challenges to, you know, like the, all of a sudden you were an individual in a smaller group of people in school, but you were now one individual in this larger sea of humans in the city.
So yeah, it was really interesting because I moved from a school where I didn't know 99.8% of the people that went there
Right.
to a school where then I knew 100% of the people that went there and their names and the classes they were in and their major. And that was also their perspective on me as well.
Yeah.
However, I moved to a city that was much different than the middle of Pennsylvania, where I was like finally able to discover the things that I loved in life and the way that I wanted to lead my life.
Yeah.
That was important for me.
Yeah. Was your class size at Marymount, I mean, you say it was small, like what are we talking here? We're talking like 10 kids? We're talking 20 kids for the musical theater program?
They're capped at like, I think 21 kids or 22.
That is small. Yeah, that's
small,
pretty small.
Yeah. It was also interesting too because at Penn State we were in like lecture classes with hundreds of kids and clickers for attendance, whereas at Marymount, like your teacher was like Jarrett, you know.
Right, yeah. even in business. Yeah. They would just,
So.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I'm always like interested in how many are in each program because ours we showcased with 9 kids. So when we even
we
here
came
in 20,
in with like
there was probably
like 15.
30, 50. I'm like 30.
30. Well, there were 30 including the transfers. But like 15 in our, like 15 who came in the same year as us and graduated in the same year as us. There were probably 15 of us our freshman year, and that number is slowly dwindled down. So what was the transition like of going from being a student who is taking class and you're living in the city, but you have this like, very intense like purpose, right? To then just, now we're thrown out in the wild and we're still living in the city, but now you're an adult. Like, how did that transition work for you? Was there anything that leapt out at you as, I don't know, interesting or surprising, anything like that?
I will say that I think that going to school in New York sort of like makes you grow up really quick and you sort of miss out a little bit of like the college years.
Yeah.
Because moving here, like all of a sudden, you're in the middle of this huge city and you have to find a way to hold yourself and hold your own there.
Yeah.
And I had to pay rent while I was in school. And so learning how to like be in school and pay rent and work. It was a lot of things that I don't think I would have had to do if I went to school at Penn State for all 4 years.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I think that graduating, I felt pretty ready actually. I didn't feel very nervous. Getting out of school, I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do with my life. I had those 2 majors, but I wasn't totally positive I wanted to pursue one or the other.
Right.
So that, I guess, is the tricky part.
Yeah. And like when you were finally adulting, like, obviously you've been working and paying your rent and doing that all while through school, but was there any kind of, I don't know, like, disconnect then where it's like, well, I don't have to get up and go to class every day, so now what do?
Yes, and it was fear of not getting money. And so I took a marketing job as soon as I graduated college. And I stayed in that job for like 9 months,
Mm-hmm.
and I saved up money, and I obviously wasn't happy doing it, but I
Did
sort
you
of,
meet good people at that job?
I met these
Oh, survival jobs, right? You know, the good thing about survival jobs in New York is sometimes you can walk away meeting other creative people.
Brings
Exactly.
people together.
But yes, you got out.
I will say too that like something I learned graduating college is that everybody has their own very specific journey. And in school, I think that there's like this tendency to believe in this competitive, ferocious environment of
Yeah.
comparing yourself to everybody. And
Mm-hmm.
it's not necessarily about how quickly you can book a show or land a dream job. It's about like embracing where you are at the moment and knowing that what you're doing in that moment will polish the skills for later
Yes. Mhm.
on.
Yes.
That's a nugget. Write that one
Yes,
down.
write it down. Write it down.
Which, like, no, I didn't love my marketing job, but for what I do now, like, there are things that I had to do then that I do use
Yeah.
in day-to-day
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
And so I worked in marketing for 9 months and then saved a few bucks and decided to just take a break and figure out what I wanted to do with my life. And so I was like, I'm gonna audition. So
Yes.
I went to like 5 auditions and I hated it. I just hated the process of auditioning. I booked a cruise line and then
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that's so cool.
that was the moment I knew that I didn't want to do it, is because I wasn't excited about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, I don't want to leave New York, and also like, I don't feel like doing this.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so I turned it down, and I was like, okay, what should I try next? And I saw a ad on Playbill for an internship at Finger Casting.
Hey. What?
And so I applied, and then I came in and interviewed, and I was hired as an intern. And I started interning last January. And then in March, my boss had told me that she was leaving and that she thought that I was well deserving of the job if I wanted it. So that was sort of the moment that I decided I wanted to work in casting forever.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
so here we are.
And here we
like,
are.
like a year later.
I love this story. Like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh. So my question was, how has like the background of being a performer, being an actor, now informed you working in casting?
I think that doing it in school every day for 4 years and in high school, and doing all of the work to be an actor, prepped me to understand what makes a good dancer, what makes a good actor, what makes a good singer.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I'm sure you're able to put yourself also in the shoes of somebody
Yeah.
who's coming in to be in front of you because you've been there. But like then you know, you can understand. I don't know. I always feel like if I were to do that or something, I feel like I would have an amount of grace that I feel like if you haven't been there, you haven't gone and done the auditions before, like you haven't been on that scene and understood what it's really like for the person waiting in the holding room,
Right.
I feel like you would have a certain empathy and understanding for all of the millions of things going through their head. And also, you know, so then like, let's say, because everybody's done this, right? We've all just gone in and like totally flubbed because we were nervous. Everybody's done it. You would probably be better able to identify like, oh, they were just nervous, like go again.
Yeah,
You know what I
absolutely.
mean? Because
Yeah.
you felt it, you've been there.
And I think also something, being on the other side of things now that I didn't really think about when I was an actor was that, like, casting directors everybody in casting is like on your side. They want you to be good because you being successful in the audition room makes all of our jobs so much easier.
Yeah.
And I think that as an actor, I viewed people in casting as like these higher powers who were like judgy, and like in real life, they all want you to be amazing.
Yeah.
And, like,
Yeah.
just
Hear
like,
that.
thinking of them on your team is the real truth behind
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing.
A few moments later.
So has being a member of the casting community, has that changed how you think about being a performer or vice versa, or has it affected the way you think about performance in general, like even like going to see shows, like that kind of thing? How has that affected the way you view the industry, the way you view the performance aspects of it?
I think as an actor, I had so much anxiety over auditions and like
Yes.
not knowing what was happening behind the table.
Yeah.
And I viewed things as very white and black, and like right and wrong, or good and bad. And if I didn't do well at an audition, or if I didn't get the call back, my mind was all like immediately, you're not good enough, or you weren't good. And
we've done that. We have felt these things.
But being on the other side, like, I can tell you, like, almost everybody is good.
Yeah.
Like, good enough. It's just so specific with the reasoning behind it. But as an actor, you don't let yourself believe those things. It immediately goes to this, like, judgy heart place.
Yeah.
When in reality, it's more so that you just didn't look right next to the person that was already cast. Or, like, we're looking for something a little bit different. Or your tone's a little bit different than this other person that fits the role a little better. It's rarely about your raw talent.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's something that I feel like any performer would be very lucky to understand and to like absorb. And honestly, I think that any like performers who get a chance to do an internship with casting, I think that that would be insanely beneficial just to know what happens in the thought process behind decisions.
Yes. Oh, I love that. Because that can be such a thing where you just like so get in your own head. We talk about it, we equate it to tuning a radio. Like you're tuned to like you're looking for like a 99.6 or whatever. That's like what you need to fill that role. And you might be a 99, you might be a 99.5, you might be all those things.
Right.
And you're still a 99, but you're not exactly 99.6, which is what you need to fill the role.
Fits in the station.
That's brilliant. I love that. I love that for us. I love that.
I know that for us. We're like, we need this. We need to hear this.
Hire us, please.
Just a therapy session.
That is my initial, like, I leave auditions and I'm like, you know, I just like, yeah, who knows? Because I should have done that song or it's like, and I do know, I have heard this, but I need to hear it again, maybe 20, 30 more times. So I'll rewatch the episode and really let it sink in.
Let it sink in. We'll go back and watch the post-audition emotions episode of our survival tips where we talk about processing your feels.
My therapy session.
It was our therapy session.
If you could talk to like pre-college Jarrett, before Penn State, before Marymount, anything like that, go back and talk to that, you know, person who was doing high school theater and give them some advice. What would you tell them now?
Just like the word relax and like all big.
I'm gonna put it right here. The word relax. See it? Memorize it.
Yeah. He could have really used that. I was so focused on planning every step of my life and having everything like planned for the years to come and where I was going to be in 5 years. And I'm absolutely not where I thought I was going to be in 5 years.
Yes. I identify.
So like just taking a step back and enjoying life a little bit and trusting that I would one day fall into a position that I was very happy and lucky and satisfied, I think is what I would tell younger Jarrett.
Yes, I love that.
Trust the process.
Relax.
Relax.
I feel like that was also being told to young Olivia, current Olivia, future Olivia.
All right.
I'm drinking. Wait. They're like, "What are you drinking?"
Anyway, this has been such an amazing interview. Aren't you guys like totally geeked? I'm totally geeked. Done. Nailed it. Jarrett, thank you so much for joining us today and being part of Tea Time. What should our viewers do right now?
They should like and subscribe.
You heard it here first. Like and subscribe.
Jinx.
Oh, Jinx again.
Jinx again.
We're joining Frozen.
The national tour.
Nailed it. But on the real, like and subscribe to join our community of survivors so that we can get informed, get woke, and get going on these auditions. Hit the pavement. I don't know what I'm saying. Like and subscribe!
And if you have any pressing questions for us or for Jarrett, our social media is all up in here. So make sure you at us with any questions you might have that we might not have gotten to. Thanks, y'all. See ya. You guys, another episode is on the books.
Oh, yeah.
We are loving this tea time thing, and we cannot wait to keep it going. So, thank you so very much for watching. This has been Making Our Way post B.F.A. I'm Em.
And I'm Liv.
Now, hit like, hit subscribe, call your friends, make them do the same. Share this video. We are building a community of hashtag survivors, and we are so excited to share all of this information with all of you. So, hashtag survivors, we'll see you next time.
Bye.